Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we'll discuss about one of the key area of educational management. Very often students are confused the how they will distinguish between management, administrations and how these two terms link with the governance. As already we have discussed about educational management, their characteristics, their principles and the scope of educational management. Today we'll discuss about educational management versus educational administration and educational governance. If we consider first, let's discuss about the educational management and administration. Here is a table for you. If we consider the nature of educational management and administrations, you will find that the administrations is corely dealing with the determinative or the thinking functions. They are the decision making body and they are more involved in the thought provoking process and determining and deciding the things of an institutions. In schools, in the colleges, or even the higher institutions, you'll find the administration morely dealing with the deciding the things and they fix some core objectives, some functions, and some determination and indicators. And the role of management is to execute and doing those functions. Whatever the administrations that they have decided, the management normally execute those decisions and those thinking process. And they are morely dealing with the implementing those process. And the work type is decisions on objective and policies. In every organizations, the objective and institutional policies varies from institution to institution depending on the time of management. So administration decides what should be the ideal educational policies and educational objective of institutions. And the management corely dealing with implementation of those policies. We will discuss about the Saraswati Shishu Vidya Mandir. You will find the spirituals and the eternal developments given the topmost priority in the educational system and educational policies. And the management or the people involved in those institution or Saraswati Shishu Vidya Mandir, they are normally only implementing the policies. The third is level of authority. Normally you'll find that the authority there are three levels in the management process. Subsequently we'll discuss about that. The top management, middle management and the low level management. All the administrative cadres, the people, those who are involved in administrations are the top level management. Whereas the middle and low level management activities normally do by the management person or the managerial persons. Influence in the decision making process. Normally the decision making process of administrations is normally influenced by public opinion and outside source, whereas the decision makings of the management corely depends upon the objective and policy decided by administrations. Let's take an example. The educational administration process. The educational administration process of the government or the administration, the secretary level or the commissioner level, normally decided by the public opinion. You will see today's the OAVS recruitment process. What they are doing is that whether the last year students or final year students are eligible to appearing the OAVS exam. So depending upon the public opinions, people protest and they started protesting that they should be allowed for the OAVS examinations. And government in the process to allow those students for the OAVS examination. So the decision makings of administration normally influenced by the public or the outside source. Whereas all this management decision normally decided by the management, middle level or low management depending upon the decisions taken by the administrations. So all the district level or the school level institutions, they take the decision based upon the decisions already taken by the secretary or the commissioner. The direction of human resource efforts not directly concerns. Administrations are not directly control or make efforts for human human resource development. It is the management who is actively involved for the capacity buildings for human resource management. Day-to-day coordinations, recruitment, selection process. It is the management doing. The main features, the main function of administration is planning and controlling. The plan, how do an educational institution will work, and the control that the decisions taken by administrations is regulated or has been implemented in an appropriate way. Whereas the management give direction and organizing those activities. They give directions to the subordinate, to the lower level or to the lower level managements to execute those areas and organizing the activities so that the objectives can be attained. And special skill for the administration is required, the conceptual and human skills, human resource skill. The morely involved in the conceptual skill, or we are talking about the analytical skills. Whereas the management depends upon the technical skill. Their needs have to be technically well equipped and the human skills. So both management and administration require the human skill, but management core depends upon the technical skill, whereas administrations depending upon the conceptual skill. The usage, if we're talking about the usage, mostly the administration process normally used in government and the public sector administrations and in, whereas the management is corely depending on the business organization and the private sectors. How far the designations are concerned, normally the administrations are depending upon the normal designation, the commissioner, secretaries, joint secretary, etc. Whereas the managerial positions are the manager, supervisor, etc. So these are the main 9 major difference between government and administration and management. How these management administrations deal with your governance process or educational governance? Let's discuss. You'll find in every institution and every organizations there must be some governing body, and what the administrations will decide and the what managements will implement, it's all depends upon the decisions taken by your or the standard fixed by your governing body. A single policies or any guidelines cannot be implemented without the approval of the governing body. In government institutions also, definitely any whatever the decisions will take by the school and mass educations or the higher educations, the policy must be approved by the cabinet. In the central government also, definitely cabinet ministry has to be approved. So cabinet ministry are talking about the governing body. Any educational institutions also, the decisions, policies related to financial, material, whatever the things, normally should be approved by your governing body or governance. So how it's happened? Let's see. The governing body or the governance is talking about it corely dealing with the what normally they will do. They adopt a constitutions or a code of conduct and develop the mission statement of the schools or the institutions. How the schools will run, what should be its modality, the code of conduct, the preamble of any institutions normally decided by your governance, educational governance, and they control and maintain the property, building and ground of the institutions. As they run, the administrations take the decisions and they give directions to the management. They give instruction to the lower level management and management to implement that, but everything normally controlled and maintained by the schools. If anything's go wrong, any decisions go wrong against the institutions, both the administration and the management will held accountable for the governance or the governing body. They buy textbook, educational materials, equipments for the schools. They normally decides that what should be the financial allocation, what should be the procurement process, the standard operating procedures. Administration will decide only what the procedures through which the books and other things can be purchased. But how much books should be purchased and what is the normal standard operating procedure normally decided by the educational governance and governing body. Then the supplements of the funds and supply by the state to the improve the quality of education in the schools. They normally morely the funding agencies or the funding authorities, how much they need to be fund, normally decided by the governance. Then start and administer a school fund. The governance plays an important role to initiate and to administer the school fund. Once the governance decides, governing bodies or the governance, educational governance decides, then the role of administration and management came into force. So unless and until it is decided by the governance or the governing bodies, administration and management, they cannot move one step ahead also. So open and maintain a book account of the schools for the schools. They maintain the books of accounts, they maintain the back everything's, and based on those books of accounts at the schools, administration will take the decisions and everything's funds normally managed by the management. Prepare annual budgets, that is planning of the school for financing next academic. How they will run. Say for example, whether the fees of a school will increase or decrease, it is normally decided by the governance, not by the administration. But how to segregate those funds and collect those funds, what are the procedures of those funds normally decided by administration, and collections and the management of funds normally take care about by the management. They submit the budget to the parents and they are for approvals. Governing bodies normally they will submit the budgets for their approval for anything in schools. Ensure that school fees, the funds to be paid by the parents, are collected according to decisions made by the stakeholders. So administrations cannot decide the managerial the fund management process, but the governing body or the governance will decide, which also the stakeholders means maybe parents. The governance constitutes your trustees, your parents, the government persons, and the administrative persons. So normally it is a collection of all the peoples, those who run the institutions. So actual the owner or these things the shareholders, sorry, the stakeholders are the core governance in the governance systems. So they will decide how they will be keeping in views the existing situation of the institution, and they keep the financial record of the schools. The governance normally take the track records of those financial institution and financial things. So the governance is the core decisions making authorities, or you can say that decides the organization visions, organization missions, the organizational standard operating procedures, and based on those guidelines and those indicatives, the administrations make the policies, make the decisions, and this decision normally implement by the implement by normally your management. So you can say that the management administrations, they are the employee of the educational governance. The actual owner of any educational institutions is by the governance. So educational governance is the topmost or the higher authorities who control the administrations and the your management. So this is all about the educational governance, educational administration and management. If you like these videos, please subscribe to the channels and share with the friends. If you have any comments or any suggestions, please do like the videos and give your inputs in the comment box. Thank you.